According to the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, Nigeria has over 13 million out-of-school children, in which about 69% are from northern Nigeria and 60% are girls. Despite efforts from the Nigerian government and other international organizations to tackle the menace, the number has often increased. Some of the reasons may be chronic poverty, social exclusion, among others. Now, with the federal government's introduction of the broader Quality Education and Learning Outcome Program, perhaps this will be a closed chapter for the country.
I am Edison, welcoming you to Let's Talk Politics, where we delve into the pressing issues shaping our nation. Today, we are shining a spotlight on a crisis that threatens the future of millions of children in Nigeria, specifically the northern region, where troubling statistics reveal that over 18 million children are out of school, with an overwhelming 69% of these children residing in the north. The implications for social and economic development are there. In a country where education is often touted as the bedrock of progress, families in states like Kebbi and Sokoto are grappling with the sovereign reality. Poverty, cultural barriers, and escalating security threats have created a perfect storm, leaving millions of children behind. From early marriages that rob girls of their right, to education, to the pervasive fear of violence against schools. The challenges are multifaceted and deeply rooted. Yet amidst their statistics, there are initiatives and advocacy efforts on the way aimed at reversing this trend. Today, we will explore the underlying causes of this educational crisis, the role of government and community effort in addressing it, and the urgent need for sustainable solutions. As we discuss the critical nexus between education and the future of our nation, we invite you to join the conversation and weigh in on what we can be done to ensure that every child in Nigeria has access to quality education. Let's dive in. According to the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, Nigeria faces a grave challenges with over 18 million out-of-school children, making it one of the countries with the highest rate of educational exclusion globally. Alarming, about 69% of these children are from northern Nigeria, where states like Kebbi and Sokoto report particularly troubling statistics, with Kebbi having approximately 67.6% of the children not enrolled in schools, and Sokoto not far behind at 66%. Despite the effort of the Nigerian government and various international organizations, the number of out-of-school children continue to rise. The underlying causes of these crises include chronic poverty, cultural practice, insecurity, and disparities in access to education. In northern Nigeria, many families struggle with economic hardship, leading them to prioritize immediate financial survival over long-term investment like education. Parents often keep children home from schools to contribute to the family's income, believing that education may not yield immediate benefits. Additionally, cultural norms significantly impact educational enrollment, especially for girls. Early marriage is prevalent in many countries and in many communities, with girls married off as young as 12 or 13, which often curtails their educational journey. Traditional benefits frequently prioritize roles that favor early marriage over educational attainment for females, enriching gender disparities in the educational landscape. Security concerns further complicate this issue. The adoption of schoolgirls, such as the infamous Chibok kidnapping in 2020, has instilled fear in many parents, making them hesitant to send their children to school. Ongoing violence from insurgent groups that has turned schools into potential targets, prompting many educational institutions to shut down and exacerbating an already critical situation. To combat this crisis, various initiatives have emerged, including the Looming Girls Children Initiatives and the Adolescent Girls Initiative Learning and Empowerment Angile program. These strategies aim to reduce the number of out-of-school girls by encouraging families to prioritize education over early marriage. Advocates emphasize the notion that when you educate a girl, you educate a nation, which underlines the broader societal benefit of empowering female students. Despite the Nigerian government efforts to provide free and compulsory basic education through programs like Universal Basic Education (UBA), challenges remain in effectively implementing these policies, particularly in northern region plagued by inadequate infrastructure and governance issues. Community engagement is vital to address cultural barriers resisting education for girls, with initiatives promoting conditional cash transfer for families that sent their children to schools, an awareness campaign to shift perception about the value of education. As an advocate for out-of-school children, Ronke Adeagbo shared her insight on the situation. She said, "I have witnessed the political will of the current government to reduce this alarming trend. However, practical challenges persist, particularly in persuading parents to release their children for school. Many fear that sending a child to school means losing a family income source." She highlighted the effort of organizations that provide financial support for education, mentioning that they cover fees and supply necessities like shoes, books, and bags. Despite some skepticism about this effort, she proudly noted, "We have successfully enrolled over 105 children from the street into schools. This underscores our commitment to overcoming barriers to education and our belief in the transformative power of schooling for children in vulnerable situations." Struggle continues in convincing parents to allow their children to attend. In some cases, parents oppose efforts, citing immediate financial needs. Advocacy is ongoing for legislative measures that will protect children's rights and ensure that no child is forced to remain out of school due to poverty or cultural beliefs. Addressing the issue of out-of-school children in northern Nigeria requires a multifaceted approach, combining educational reform, economic support, cultural challenges, and enhanced security measures. The collective efforts of the government, international organizations, NGOs, and community leaders are essential to pave the way for increased enrollment, retention of students in schools, particularly girls. Education is a powerful tool for transformation, and ensuring that every child has access to quality education is paramount for the future of development of Nigeria. I believe that addressing the educational crisis in northern Nigeria requires a multifaceted approach that encompasses not only government intervention but also grassroots community engagement. It is imperative that prioritize the empowerment of local communities, particularly parents and traditional leaders, to foster a culture that values education, championing initiatives that provide financial incentives for families to keep their children in schools, alongside awareness campaign that highlights the long-term benefit of education, can significantly shift mindsets. Moreover, increased investment in schools infrastructure, security measures, and teachers' training is essential to creating a safe and conducive learning environment. Ultimately, sustainable change will come from a collaborative effort that recognizes and respects local customs while advocating for universal right to education for every child. As a Nigerian, what do you believe are the most effectively strategies that communities and the government can implement to combat the cultural and economic barriers preventing children, particularly girls, from accessing education in northern Nigeria? In your opinion, how can we better engage parents and communities in understanding the long-term benefits of education over immediate financial gains? And what role do you think local leaders and organizations should play in this effort? Drop your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.